Let's recap for a moment. We've learned what SmartView is. We know how to connect SmartView to an Essbase database, and we learned some of the core functions: zoom in, zoom out, keep only, remove only, refresh, pivot. Now let's take some existing data on a spreadsheet report, SmartView spreadsheet report, and copy that data to a Word document, but as live data. I'm going to select this report, my quarterly report of my sales and cost of goods sold, and copy it to a Word document. But I'm not going to use Edit Copy via Excel. I'm going to use Hyperion, Copy Data Points. And then I'm going to go to my Word document. And you'll notice in Microsoft Word there's also a Hyperion menu from which I can select Hyperion Paste Data Points. The data points are taken and pasted into the document, but the document says that the data needs to be refreshed, and of course there's a command under Hyperion called refresh. And the data appears as it does in the spreadsheet. But there's one rather important difference. In this database, there are 5 dimensions, and this number 578 is the Q1 sales for colas in Louisiana, the actual sales. In this Word document, I don't see the information about those other 3 dimensions. So I'm going to select that cell, 578, and lo and behold, we get full data description in a pop-up here. Yes, it is the sales for Q1, but it's from Louisiana. It's the actual sales for colas. It even tells me what server I am on, what application and database I'm using, and other information. And I can take just a single piece of information and make it descriptive in a sentence. This is the sales for Q1, and I'll change that to actual sales for Q1 for colas in the Louisiana market. Put it in a space there, go back to my Excel report, and I'm just going to take this one number, 578, Hyperion, copy data points, back to Word, Hyperion, paste data points. And of course, when it appears, it'll say that it needs to be refreshed. So I refresh it, and you see the number, 578. But once again, do you really trust that this is the number for the sentence I asked about? I just double-click that number, and once again, I get a pop-up that says, yes, it's the sales, the actual sales in Q1 of colas in the Louisiana market. So that's how you copy and paste data points using SmartView. And one other note is that should you save this Word document and open it 2 months later, and this data has actually changed, all you have to do is go into Hyperion here and refresh it, and the data will be updated. That's why we call it live data. It's not just a static Excel copy and paste. I hope you've gained some valuable information from this webinar, but if you'd like to find out more, and you already know the add-in and you just want to know the SmartView differences, and there are a number of them, command, option, member selection, query, designer, etc. differences, please contact us. There's a 4-hour class on that. Or if you don't really know Essbase, I would highly recommend taking the SmartView class from us. It's a complete one-day class, not only on the SmartView mechanics of how to use SmartView with Essbase, but the Essbase concepts behind why Essbase works the way it does. Very valuable information. And beyond that, if you want to go further and automate your reporting, there's a 2-day SmartView Toolkit class, which teaches you how to create Excel controls. Those are buttons, drop-down boxes, etc. And from those controls, execute Visual Basic for application macros. You don't have to be a programmer coming into this class. Many people have attended it with no programming experience whatsoever. And within those macros, you're going to execute smart view functions that do things like connect, disconnect, refresh, and many other things, change options, etc. So that you can do things, something like this. Have a template created where everybody wants to create this report, but different people want to create the same report for different markets, different scenarios, actual budget, for different time periods, etc. And so you learn how to create things like buttons, like this log on button, which allows the user to enter their username and password. And then there's another button, create reports. When they press that, it opens up another dialog from which the user can select one or many markets, a time period, a scenario, and when they press the build button, in this case they selected Florida West Q2 budget, 2 sheets were created within that workbook. They copied the template, and now I have a West Q2 budget report, and in the Florida sheet, a Florida budget report. So those are the kinds of things you can learn about in a 2-day class. Feel free to contact me, Craig Messenring, at the phone number or email address listed below if you have any questions, or contact DJ Holscher at the number and web address you see, email address you see, to contact him about taking further training through HCG. Thank you for attending the webinar today.